1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott!
Shall we play a game?
Would you like a jelly baby?
Engage auto systems.
Aye. Engaged.
Clear all moorings.
Cleared, sir.
1/4 impulse power.
You know how to fly, don't you?
No. Do you?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
The Force will be with you, always.
Hi, and welcome to the Geek Hangout podcast. My name is Mark, and I am joined tonight, as always, by my really good friend and co-host, Grant. How you doing tonight, Grant?
Hey, Mark. How you doing? Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Geek Hangout podcast. This is episode 91. We got a nice show for you tonight. We're going to talk all about Superman and all about the Fantastic Four First Steps movies. We've seen them. We've liked them. So we'll give our reviews and talk all about it. And
it's been a good summer.
It's
been a good movie summer.
Yeah. Very, very pleased with both films. So we'll talk about them both in a few minutes here. But we always like to catch up with each other and throw it back to Mark and ask what have you been up to? Well,
what I've been up to this summer is I've mentioned. I think I had this the last time we recorded, which was a little bit ago now. Yeah. I don't know if I had the Switch 2 yet, or if I had just pre-ordered it. I don't remember, but I actually have it now.
Okay.
I've been playing it. I've been playing. Really, there's two big games that I care about that have come out. It was like the Mario Kart World, and this new game that came out recently is Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Bonanza, yeah. And this game is like if you're on the fence about a Switch 2, because this is only on Switch 2. This game is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. So I came out sometime in mid-July, I think. So I've been playing it for 2-3 weeks now. And I got a day one, and this game is so much fun. It really is. It's like it's not like like the last few games that have come out for Donkey Kong have basically been sort of like platformers, or you have to run and jump and do all these, it's like a side scrolling kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
This is a 3D game. It's more kind of like Super Mario Odyssey just in a Donkey Kong world.
Oh.
And it's a lot of fun. It really is. Like, I've been playing it, and it's one of those games you sit down to play and you kind of lose track of. You're like, oh my God, I've been playing this for 2 hours. So it's a lot of fun, and it's getting really good reviews. There's a lot of people saying that it might get Game of the Year.
Oh wow!
So far, this year. I don't know. We still have a while to go to the end of the year, but there's a lot of people talking about it. This one possibly being Game of the Year. So it's a lot of fun. It's well worth it. So if you're on the fence about getting that Switch 2, maybe this will push you over the edge, because this is a really good game.
Oh, cool.
So I've really been enjoying it. And it's kind of cool. Like, they have, like, they sort of changed the art for Donkey Kong. I don't know if you can sort of tell in this promo thing. But he looks a little different. He looks more like the movie, like this from the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like, they changed him, like, to look a little bit more like that. So some people were upset about that, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, right. That movie was very successful for them. So it's like you gotta cash in on it,
Yeah, and it's a cool game, because you could sort of see, like, there's talk of there being like a Donkey Kong standalone movie.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah, and as you play through this, you're like, oh yeah, I could totally see.
Oh, I see.
In this style, like the artwork and everything. Yeah. It's the music. I could totally see them going down that path. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun, and I've really been enjoying it. So I think it came out, I forget exactly the date, 18th of July or 17th, something like that. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So well worth it. Check it out. Right. The other thing I wanted to point out, this is nice. So of my Nintendo collecting thing. So I have all the consoles now and everything. And I mostly have everything I've been looking for the most part. Like, I haven't really been buying a whole lot, because there's still games and stuff that I buy, but like sort of large components. I have everything I kind of wanted. I bought Rob a few
Yeah,
years
I
ago, and
remember the robot. Yep,
yeah,
yeah.
I got a Power Glove a couple
Yeah,
years
right.
ago. So like pretty much everything I have, everything I've sort of set out to get except this. I didn't have this.
Okay.
So this was the Nintendo Super Scope, and
Right.
it came out for this was a component that came out for the Super Nintendo, like
Right.
the, and it's essentially like the light guns that came out, for the original Nintendo, the NES.
Yes, right.
This is this is sort of the Super Nintendo version of the light gun, right? And it's
Okay.
the same kind of thing. Where you shoot the screen and things will happen with this component. So I was really happy about this. I found it. Some guy was selling it for like $20,
Oh, wow.
and now it didn't
Was
come.
on Facebook?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, found it on Facebook Marketplace. So the guy was over in Kennett Square,
Oh, that's not bad.
and yeah, and so it didn't come with all the components there. So it didn't come with like the little adapter. It didn't come with the game, and it didn't come with the actual scope that's on the thing.
Okay.
Um, but he was selling it, and he had it up for like $30, and I've seen this go for 80, $100.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I immediately like reached out to him, and I was like, well, do you know if it works or not? Because for that price, you don't know, right?
Yeah, right.
And he's like, well, I don't know if it works. And he's like, and since I don't know if it works, I'll give it to you for 20. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
So
Like, sure,
so
I'll take it for 20
yeah,
bucks. Yeah.
so I went over and I picked it up, and I got it home. So I didn't know if it worked right away because I didn't have the other, like
Yeah.
you need the adapter and you need a game,
Okay.
and he didn't have either of those. So I bought the adapter off of eBay for like $15, and I got a game for like under $10, and got the whole thing set up. It works.
Oh, nice. All right.
So I have it all set up, and I'm really happy. I was like, this is sort of that's kind of the last thing, I
That's
think.
cool. Yeah, right. So were you able to find the scope too, or is that something you're
I
still searching?
the scope I'm still searching for. I'm trying to decide, like every now and then, like I'm watching them on eBay. Um, as you would imagine, the original ones are a little pricey,
Right.
but there's people who have 3D printed them,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
and from the pictures they look pretty good, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know that I'm that invested to spend for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original one. Like I may be fine just picking up a 3D printed one.
I mean,
Uh,
is it purely decorative or is there a function to it?
no, I mean it helps you aim. I mean you don't need it. Like
Okay. Oh,
I could, but I supposedly it helps you aim, and
oh, okay. But yeah.
there's no electronics in it or anything. It's just literally a scope,
Oh, I got you. Right. Yeah.
So I'm still on the fence about what I'm going to do there.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
if I can find an original one, of course I would
If
rather have the
yeah,
original.
if you get it for you get a good deal on it or something, that's one
Yeah,
thing. But
but
I
I'm also
know.
not spending, like I'm
No,
not willing
right.
to spend, more than $50 to do it. So
I know.
if I can and like the 3D printed ones are like 15, 20,
And
and I'm
well,
like, that's
and
fine.
the 3D printing seems to have gotten really, really
Yeah,
good now. You know what I mean? Like before, like even a couple years when I was doing the resin printing, there was still the other traditional stuff, and like there were always lines in it, and it
right,
never
right.
looked. And like I was just looking at stuff the other day, just messing around, and the printing's come so far. It seems like just in a short period of time. So it's if you were to have it just even as a placeholder, it's like, oh, okay, that'll look nice.
Well,
Yeah,
right. And that's what I like. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, even if I get the 3D printed one, and then I just keep looking,
yeah,
and then
then
maybe eventually, like this guy it was in his garage, and he wanted to get rid of it, and it was,
right,
you know,
make it go away,
right.
and that's yeah.
So I just Facebook Marketplace drives me nuts, but I still like scour it all the
Yeah,
time because every now and then you can still
yeah,
like you really do get like half decent deals on there if you got to be patient and like kind of sit on things.
I know.
But you
It's
can
not,
find stuff.
yeah, it's not geek related at all. But I wanted to get I have guys that cut my grass for me, but I wanted to get a weed whacker to do around. We have a fenced in
Yeah.
backyard, and like they don't do it as much. I wanted it to be done how I liked it anyway. And so I'm like, oh, well, I just wanted to pick up a cheap weed whacker. And I go out there, and this guy had won a weed whacker and a leaf vacuum for Ryobi, which is the brand I
Yeah.
buy from Home Depot. And he had them up for $30. And so I'm like, for two, I'm like, all right. So I go to pick it up. I bring a battery because I have the batteries with me. And I get over there, and anyway, the weed whacker fires right up. It's great. The leaf blower wouldn't turn on. He goes, oh, he goes, sometimes you have to bang on it or whatever. He goes, but he goes, I'll give you them both for $20. I'm like, $20? I'm like, I'll take them. I said, I'll go home and mess around with it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, right.
I get home. I had to buy some new string for the weed whacker, and the leaf blower. There's a thing you put on the front, and you don't have the thing turned in all the way, it doesn't turn on. But if you have it turned in all the way, but fired right up as soon as I got home.
Oh, nice.
I thought I was going to take it all apart and everything. I'm like, boop, boop. I'm like, oh, it worked great. So I'm like,
Excellent. Excellent.
so it was like a great deal. And, and then but then I'm looking at other stuff now because I'm like, oh, I'm in thrift mode or but cheapy, like
Yeah.
looking for deals. And then everybody else has stuff out. Good.
Yeah. I'm, you, like you're saying, like, I mean, I was out there the other day and I was looking through it, and somebody had like a beater Star Wars figure, original.
Oh,
They're asking like some absurd amount of money for it. I'm like, dude,
because I still search for Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Just, and the amount of people that have absolute garbage and
Yeah.
think they're going to get hundreds of dollars for it.
Right.
And you're like, dude, like, come, do a little bit of research.
Right.
So,
Everybody goes out to eBay, finds the highest priced thing,
right.
and they're like, oh, that's what it's worth. And it's like, no, that's not how it.
Not at all.
That's not how it is.
Either that or unless they're, they are like, oh, maybe I can find somebody that doesn't know anything about this and it'll pay me that, so
Right. Yeah. So yeah, like the beater figure thing is ridiculous. And but it's if you hang out, if you search
every
long
once in a
enough,
while, yeah.
if you search long enough, you eventually find, a little patience, you can eventually find some decent stuff out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that I was pleased with that. I just figured I'd mention it, but that's kind of
that's cool.
That's the last like sort of big piece of my Nintendo thing.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, so I'm very pleased.
Yeah, what's next? Is there something else there?
I don't really like video game wise. I mean, there's still a couple of consoles that I look at and I'm like, I don't feel like paying that much for it.
Right, yeah.
So there's that. I mean, there's always games. Like there's still games that I'm buying and stuff.
Sure, okay.
But I don't really know. Like the next, we want to get there's a Sega Dreamcast that I keep looking at.
Okay.
And that was sort of like the last Sega console. So,
right, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And I think it was early 2000s or whatever. It was a disc. So I keep looking at that and I'm like, I don't feel like paying that much. But eventually, I figure eventually I'm going to get one of those. So we'll see.
That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. So what have you been up to?
So sticking with the Nintendo thing for a minute, this is going back. I don't think we ever talked about it here, but you had mentioned several podcasts years ago at this point that you had modded your Wii.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. So my kids went to fire it up one night and it wasn't reading any discs and all that. And here I start going down the road. I'm like, well, I guess I have to open it up and see what's going on and clean the lens and all that.
Yeah.
And so I text Mark and I'm like, hey, how do I do this? And you're like, I don't know. You're like, I just modded it and did the homebrew stuff on it. And so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do that then. And so sure enough, I just went online, followed the directions, and you download homebrew, and then it's been too long now, I can't remember. I did, but then you download something else for it, and then all of a sudden you get the games, and I brought a bunch of games over for it, and and then they fired it up and they were playing it. And it's been fine, and they've been having a good time with it. I did download for myself. I downloaded Star Wars. The Force Unleashed.
Oh yeah. Those are good games.
I tried to play it, and I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was the game, and I don't know if it was the nunchucks or the remote.
Yeah.
But like, I was having a hell of a time controlling my guy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm playing it, and I started getting mad, and I'm like, now I know why I don't play video games very often because I start getting so pissed off because I couldn't fight.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I made a valiant attempt, And then afterwards, I said, "Okay, that's it for me. I'm done," and I bailed out on that.
Yeah.
But they downloaded all they really like playing the classic Wii Wii Resorts, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wii
yeah.
Sports, Wii Sports Resort, and some stuff like that. So they had some friends over and they were doing all that
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what, that's one of the things, because the first, that was one of the first things I did, because I had bought a somebody was selling a Wii, and I went out and I bought it, and I remember Bridget was like annoyed with me,
oh right.
and I like the because I think we had something to do, and I ran over to this person's house and I bought a
Right,
Wii, and
right, yeah.
we ended up being late for whatever we needed to be, so she was really annoyed with me, and uh but I brought the thing home and it was like it didn't work,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, and I was like, damn it, and then I was like I, because I forget how I didn't spend a lot of money for it. I think I gave, it was like $50, and they gave me a box of stuff,
Oh, right. Okay, right.
games and the system and everything. But the system I wouldn't read any games, and I
Yes.
was like, damn it. And so then I started doing what you did, what you're like. I was like, well, is this thing like a lost cause? Do I need to replace the laser or whatever?
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
how I learned how to homebrew. And it is like a satisfying thing once you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it all set up. You're like, all right, man, like I could do this,
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good word. It was very
Yeah,
satisfying. I followed the
yeah,
directions. I just, and I mean, thank God for YouTube and all that, because this guy, he just had everything. He's like, here's what
yeah,
you do, and he just took us right through it. And I'm like, pause, do, play, and it all worked out great. It was, yeah, it was cool.
yeah.
So
And it's a lot. It's a lot. And we have had some good games. It's fun to go back and revisit those games too.
yeah, like it was fun to see some of the, especially because we always, I mean, I even remember playing the resort games and stuff, and
Yeah,
those are always fun. And we did that. I downloaded a bunch of other ones for him too. But they're the ones they seem to most attracted to, or most
right.
yeah, yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
yeah, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been doing any geek stuff lately. I've been kind of a bit of a lull. I've been spending a lot of time outside. I'm turning into my father. I've been pretty much outside all summer. I'm like doing we have a bunch of evergreen trees around our yard. I went through and like with my chainsaw and my stuff and cleaned out all the like dead stuff that gets inside, and
Yeah, yeah.
I did all that, and then I had to chop everything up and throw it in the trash and do all that. So that was weeks of doing all that. And then I've been like, we have some areas I've been designing. This is kind of geek. So there's areas where I want to put like flower beds outside around, parts of the house. And
Yeah.
I've been using Chat GTP to design my flower beds.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, okay, I said I live in zone 7, which is the growing zone. I said I have clay soil, and I need these things to be deer resistant because I have deer. There's like an entire herd lives in our backyard. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
literally 14, 15 deer out there every single day. And so I put it in, and I'm like, oh, what side of the house it's on. And they're like, oh, here's some plants you can put over there. I'm like, oh, I want them to be evergreens and do this, or oh, I want flowers and do that. And it spits it out. And all of a sudden I have like a list of
That's
it's
right. It's funny because like we need to do stuff around our house, and Bridget, like, because I hate everything in the front of our house. I like want to tear it all out, but we don't know
right.
what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like we're not like you know lawn people.
Right. Yeah, right.
You know, we're not great at any of that stuff, like landscaping, none of it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so we're like, I want to tear it all out, but I don't know what to replace it with. And so she was saying that she's like, some of these people use like AI to
Yeah.
figure that stuff out.
Well, a couple of years ago, I had like I have a front flower bed, then a walkway, and then I have a front side of that, and that we never had really done anything with.
Yeah,
I had planted some stuff out there, but it was kind of half-assed, and whatever. And so I had somebody come out and actually design it and put that in for me the one time. And after he did it, I'm like, it was nice. I paid him all that stuff, but I'm like, I could have done this. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It wasn't, I was appreciative of the knowledge, but I'm like, well, I could have done this. So then I'm like, I started playing around online more and doing more research that. And then suddenly I just fell in the chat GTP, and I'm just like putting stuff in, and it just spits it out. It's like, this will grow. And I'm like, great because
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like doing stuff outside, but I hate spending the money on plants only to find that the deer have devoured it. Because
Right, 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 right.
that's what you go out there, you're like all happy. Oh, I wonder how my flowers are dead, gone.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the deer eat them or they don't grow right or whatever. So yeah, so it's been pretty cool though. It's been pretty neat, and it's kind of fun. It lists like 5 or 6 options, and then you can go and Google them and see which ones
yeah.
you like and all that. So yeah, from an AI standpoint, it's been pretty cool.
You have to tell Bridget about that because she's going to be very interested.
Yeah.
She
Well,
keeps
what
yeah,
she's trying to get you to do it.
yeah, she wants me to do it, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, you tell me what to plant, and I'll plant it. I don't know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I have no idea what to plant.
And that's, I mean, I know stuff, I know what I like, but I don't know if it'll grow or I don't,
Right.
especially with the deer and all that. So, yeah, it's been pretty cool. And I put like the measurements in, and I'm like, oh, how many should I put here? And, once I narrow it down and those, and it's not the best with measurements and like spacing. It'll be like, oh,
Uh,
do you want me to draw that up for you? And it'll generate an image and draw it for you. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And like sometimes it comes out okay or how it should. And a lot of times it's like not great. So you're
yeah.
like, okay, so then then you're like, well, I get the gist of it. And then you have to kind of fill in the gaps.
Right, 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 right.
So
Interesting.
yeah, but it's been pretty. It's been cool to get the information, and I'll double check it and stuff. But then it's also kind of neat messing around with it because I'm like that's wrong. You got to redraw that. Oh, you're absolutely correct, and it'll start doing it again.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, but I have to laugh because growing up, my dad was always outside doing stuff
Yeah.
and I'd always get drug outside and be forced to participate. And, I never wanted any part of it. And suddenly now I'm outside all day and, they've been teasing me. They're like, where are you outside? Like, we don't know, like my wife and kids, nobody knows where I'm at. I'm like, I'm like, I'm out in the trees. I was cutting tree branches and dead stuff out of these trees for like a month.
Yeah, nice. You are getting like your dad.
I know. I know.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's about it for me though. Nothing else.
All right.
Yeah. So we might as well. Should we?
Yeah.
What do we have first? Do we have?
I think I have more Fantastic Four first. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So we'll jump into Fantastic Four, and yeah. All right. We saw Fantastic Four over the wait. Yeah. You and I went and saw this.
Yes, we saw it together finally. Yes.
Yes. Opening weekend? No, weekend afterwards. Maybe it was.
I think the weekend. No, it was opening weekend.
Yeah.
It was like the Sunday after. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. So yeah. So I'll throw it to you and I see what let you give me your thoughts. What do you think of it? I mean, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
I'll tell you, I really like this movie a lot. Like I think I was very encouraged. Like I was a little worried about it. I'm not gonna lie. I had high hopes for it. But my feeling was that given what we've gotten from Marvel recently, I was a little worried about this movie because I really wanted it to succeed and do well and be a good movie. And I think they did take their time with it. I feel like they put together a really good movie. I loved it. I really liked this movie a lot. Some parts were a little slow, but I feel like it kind of got back into the Marvel groove. I thought Galactus was fantastic. I mean, he's a great villain, probably one of the best villains we've had in a really long time. All of the Fantastic Four actors I thought were great. All of them, Pedro Pascal, everybody makes fun of Pedro Pascal and he's in everything and he's this guy,
right.
But you know what? The dude nails everything he's in.
Right.
I mean, so say what you will, like he was great as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, right.
And I thought he nailed it. So sure, make fun of him. He's in everything. He's everywhere, but he's great in everything he does. So I'm on board with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. No, I mean, right. He's he's his own worst enemy at this point. Like you said, because he's in everything. So he's but I mean, he did a good job. I enjoyed him. I mean, I thought he acted. He played like Mr. Fantastic's not silly or he's very like kind of very intelligent, and I thought he really captured the character well. I really liked it, and I really liked how he played, portrayed him.
The thing that I really liked about this film, right? Because how like we were like, oh, how are they going to do the stretchy powers? Like, what was it?
Yeah.
How are they going to do it? And in the end, what we like, that's not his superpower,
Right.
right? His superpower is his mind,
Yeah,
and
right.
I think that really came across in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it was like the stretchy thing was sort of secondary, and it
Yes.
was he didn't use it very much. You didn't see it very often. I thought when they used it, it was pretty good. Like
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
it didn't look silly like when it got used.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, yes.
Um, so I thought they nailed Mr. Fantastic,
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, like you said, his superpower is his brain, and the secondary is the stretchiness and all that stuff. And I mean, and I know when he was stretching in the movie, they never played it for laughs either. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
usually there's always a shot of like, let me see if
Right,
like there
right.
or something. I never did anything like that. They didn't have him in his workshop stretching for no reason.
Right.
That I remember. I mean, did they? I can't remember.
I think they did. Like, I think he
Maybe.
reached across like a
Yeah,
mug
maybe
or
they
something
did,
at one point.
but
But
it
like,
wasn't. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, it didn't come across as like goofy. It was just like, oh,
right.
okay, he can stretch, or I don't know. I just liked how they handled the powers. I thought that was very well done. And I mean, when he was, that one sequence when he was like going for up, I think they showed it in the trailers, but he's like going up the rubble and
Yeah,
just falling down. I'm like, that was really cool. I liked it.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
thought he
mean,
did good.
all of their power. Like, I thought, like how they handled all their power. Obviously, the thing is,
Yeah, right.
he is the thing, and I thought he looked really good.
I did too. Yeah, yeah.
But like, Johnny Storm, I thought they did like his how they handled his stuff. I thought was really good, and Sue Storm, I thought she was great.
Yeah, I really liked
Um,
how her powers, and I mean, she's invisible. I've read some comics and I know she can do force shields and stuff like that, but I really, really liked how in the movie, like I really liked how she used her powers.
yeah,
She could turn herself invisible, she could turn like the ship invisible and all that was cool. But then like she was able to like force fields and stuff
yeah,
like that.
right.
And I mean that whole spoiler alert, but that whole sequence where she was pushing Galactus, like that was awesome, I thought,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was like, man, this is crazy.
yeah. I mean, they just I just really liked. I love this whole movie. I thought they did a really nice job. There wasn't really. I mean, I can't even like if I'm gonna nitpick, I'd say maybe it was a little slow to get started. But beyond that, like I thought it was great. Like how
Yeah.
they had the conflict that they had with giving up like the ultimatum that Galactus gives them and
Right. Yeah.
everything.
Basically,
You
it's
know,
like, I want your son and I'll spare your
yeah,
world. And they're like, well,
yeah,
no,
not
we,
great.
we, we
Yeah,
can't do that. Right. Yeah.
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 I thought that was really good. I mean, they really nailed it. I thought it did feel like we're kind of getting back to
I
a
hope
Marvel
so.
form.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really hope that's where, because I really think they nailed it.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you. I really think they did nail it. It's funny because when you said you thought it started a little slow, or I really liked how they did the beginning and with like they didn't tell the origin in
Yeah,
real time. They did like a news story, and they got you up to speed very fast, and it was like that's all you needed. Oh, they got their powers, they went to space, boom, or whatever. Um, and they did the whole. I mean, the first like what maybe half hour, 45 minutes of the movie maybe
yeah,
is sort of filling in the backstory and showing them going forward. But
right, right.
it's funny. Just as I was, I think, being like, okay, I think I've had enough of this. I just started like, okay, let's move this on. They walked outside, and the Silver Surfer was coming
Right,
down,
right, right,
and
right.
I was just like, it was like, I was like, oh, I did a gasp because I was like, oh, I was ready for something to happen, and something happened. It was
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. And we didn't talk about this, but the Silver Surfer was also, I really liked her.
yeah.
And I mean, in the comics, it's a guy, and the I forget, the Silver Surfer has a name, Sean, or Her name is I can't remember.
Let's see if I
But
can find it here.
yeah, Shauna Ball, maybe something like that.
Shala Ball.
Shala Ball. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the comics, he or she is the Silver Surfer's girlfriend, I
Okay.
think. And so for this universe, I know some people were upset that it wasn't the traditional Silver Surfer, but you're like, guys, it's a parallel universe. It could be anything, it can be
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it ended up being her. But I really liked Julia Gardner.
Julia Garner. Yeah.
Yes, I really liked her as a Silver Surfer. I thought she did a really good job, but she looked cool. I thought she was really good that way. Um, but yeah, I really really enjoyed her, and I like that she had like you kind of got to know her a little bit too. Like she's like basically like I'm the herald of Galactus, but like I don't want to do this. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like and I know there was all this backlash before that she wasn't like, wasn't a man or whatever.
right,
But like, I thought what they did with that character was great. Like
yeah,
they really made the Silver Surfer really interesting, and like she played like I didn't really expect her to be a big part of the movie.
right.
Like I was sort of like I mean I don't know why, but it just in my mind I was like, oh, she's shows up. It's like, hey, Galactus is coming, and then I figured that was like it for her.
I kind of thought the
And
same thing.
and she ends up playing a much bigger part than I expected, and and was really interesting, right? Like
Yeah,
there's some depth to the character. Like I sort of like that. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it a relationship between the Human Torch and the Silver Surfer, but like
but
I
that played.
liked that.
Yeah, that played out really well. That was,
Yeah,
and I mean, if that alone is why they decided to make her, a
it
woman,
may be
it made
right,
then it made perfect sense though
right,
because it's like he at first he's like, well, who is she? She's beautiful, and like he's
right,
kind of like, hey, I mean, and they didn't play him like a gigolo, right? Like that
right.
was another
No,
thing that was nice about I in the old Fantastic Four movies that Chris Evans. I liked his version of the Human Torch back then, but it's kind of dated now.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that total jackass playboy type of
Right, right,
yeah, yeah. So this version of Johnny Storm it was refreshing because he was still kind of like a ladies' man to an extent, but also was smart and
right,
intelligent. And,
right,
like he figured out her language, and you're like, oh, he's smart. I never thought of that of him. I
right,
never thought
right.
of Johnny Storm as being intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was more like the arrogant character, and
Yes.
he did have a little bit of that. He had that side to him, but he
Oh,
was
yeah, yeah.
also really intelligent and like, yeah, like I mean that was one of the things about all of these characters is like all of them are really smart. Like they're not
Yes.
just you know it's not just Mr. Fantastic that's the
Right.
brilliant one. He's the
Yeah.
probably the most brilliant of the four, but
Right.
they
Right.
all are they
They
were
were
all
all
astronauts. They were all
yeah.
scientists, right?
Yeah. They were all intelligent. Right.
Right.
Right. I mean, even like the whole sequence with the black hole and the things like, oh, we're gonna circle the black hole and slingshot, and like he came up with it wasn't somebody that didn't have to tell him to do that. He came up with that. He's like, oh,
Right.
we can do this and this, and like it was nice seeing everybody was smart.
Yeah.
They truly were fantastic. They're yeah, they're scientists. They're smart
Right.
people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I really liked the dynamic between the Human Torch and the Silver Surfer. I thought that really
Yes.
played well. I liked her little backstory that you find out how she ends up as the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought that was really cool. Like I really, for all the backlash, all the complaining everybody did about her, before the movie,
Right.
I thought she fit perfectly. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it really worked.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Because I
And
mean, some other things in the past have felt shoehorned.
right.
Where like certain things, like we were talking a little bit about Ironheart. Like when we were watching Black Panther 2, Ironheart felt shoehorned.
Yes.
Like you're like, why is she here? Like you're like, oh, I know
Right.
she, and you're like, well, I know she's getting a TV show, so that's why
That's
she's
why she's
here.
here. Right.
Yeah. Whereas like this version of Silver Surfer, she was just part of the movie. Like it just made sense, and I I'd be curious if people's tunes have changed. Obviously, some people will never change, but you know what I
Right.
mean.
Right.
Like
Right. Right.
once they got to see it in action, just be like, oh no, she made perfect sense. This was
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Really well done. and I mean, Galactus was
He was cool.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely I really feel like he's the best villain we've gotten, at least recent, probably since Thanos.
Yeah, right.
Um, like he was, menacing and scary, and like I thought, like how they did him, like how he looked in New York was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool
Um,
because that really could have come across as like
right.
cheesy or silly. This
It really
big.
could have looked bad, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't at all. It looked great.
No, right, 100%. It was just, it was, you're like, there's a giant dude walking down Manhattan, walking
Yeah.
down the street. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It was just, yeah, how well that was done.
Yeah, and and just everything that about like I liked that, like, the whole like Reed Richards, they were all like torn about what to do, and um when they get back from meeting Galactus that first time, and they were like, the reporters are like, are we safe or whatever it is, and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Like
Right.
that was, yeah, like it was just really just everything about this movie. I just really think they nailed it. They really nailed the characters. Just excellent, really well done. I mean, definitely the best. I feel like the best Marvel movie you've gotten in a while. You know?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, there's like little nitpick things here or there, but it's nothing like, I left excited. I left, like I was happy. And, like some of the movies you just leave in the past phase or whatever, like you just leave and you're exhausted. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I just haven't nearly enjoyed them nearly as much, or you leave and you're like, why did they do that? Or, like I start, but whereas this, I just left. I just had enjoyed it. So it was just,
yeah,
it was, I hope, I mean, we've been saying this forever now, but yeah, hopefully they're getting back to their roots and back to back to streamlining things. And you've seen some stuff come out now where even Feige's like basically like, yeah, they wanted us to create too much content. Like,
yeah,
the mandate from Disney was create more content. We want shows for streaming, we want more movies and all that stuff. And I understand what they were going for, but they just couldn't maintain the quality there.
yeah.
And you saw it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It became obvious very quickly. It's like, oh, okay. So I hope, hopefully now that I know, that, hopefully they're scaling back and they can just really focus and get these
yeah.
movies.
Did you notice who the director was?
You know what? I didn't. Who was the director on
The
this?
director is Matt Shackman,
Okay.
and Matt Shackman is the guy who was the director for WandaVision.
Oh, I did know that. Now
Yeah,
that you say that,
yeah,
okay.
so I thought that was really, because I really liked WandaVision. I thought how they did a great job with the characters in WandaVision.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that guy is really good with this kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, I thought he did a really nice job. So I'm interested to see where else we see Matt
yeah.
Shackman
See
show
where
up.
he might turn up at, if he'll go right into like a Fantastic Four 2, or if he'll,
Yeah,
do some other Marvel movie or something like that. That's very interesting because because WandaVision was very good, and it was very it was another one that was very like well thought out, and like, you know what I
yes.
mean? You know,
It was what
um
they did to Wanda after WandaVision that
right.
kind of messed up the character,
Yeah.
because she was great in WandaVision, and
And
then
by the
and
yeah,
then and
by
then
the
when
end, yeah. I can't remember, but was WandaVision, I I guess Multiverse of Madness. Yeah.
yeah, that's so remember WandaVision ends with her like messing with the dark hold and trying to talk to the kids.
Right.
And that's kind of where it picks up in the multiverse of madness, and she's like the bad guy. She
Bad
ends
guy
up
at
being
that
the bad
point.
guy. And yeah,
Yeah. But it didn't make, after having watched all of
right.
WandaVision,
It didn't make,
it
yeah,
didn't make sense. Like that
right.
leap to villain didn't really, you're like, wait, what happened? I thought she was better. I
Yeah,
thought she
right,
was
right,
good.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so WandaVision was great for her character, like made her this amazing character, and then Multiverse of Madness like
Yeah,
totally
right.
screwed up everything that WandaVision created.
Yeah, right. I mean, and you want to cut them a little bit of slack because they were still trying to figure things out then, because
Yeah,
that was like that was their second TV show.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, like, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But like I'm trying, so we should probably talk. All right, so two things now, and I think you know this stuff better than I do. The kid,
Oh,
uh,
Franklin.
Franklin. So
Okay.
what if? So fill me in on what you know about Franklin.
So I have to say I don't know much.
Okay, okay,
What I do know is that he in the comics, I believe he has the power cosmic, which is sort of like an anything power almost. Like
okay.
so like again, spoilers, but at the end of this movie, he brings Sue Storm back to life because he has
Right.
and his eyes go cosmic-y, right? And when he does that, right?
Yeah.
Did his do that or did hers do that? His did that, right?
I don't remember.
I don't either now.
Something happened.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, but he brings her back. So he's special in that he's got this power. And, so he has been like, so Galactus, one of them. And then the end credit scene is Doctor Doom being like, talking
Yeah.
to Franklin. So he's a very powerful child. And, I don't know. I don't really know what's ever been done with him in the comics other than he's powerful.
Okay.
So I'm not a huge help there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I think yeah, when I was all going, I was like, I don't really know anything about their kid.
right.
Uh, um, so I was like, oh, I gotta ask Grant about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know he's got some of the cosmic powers, but other than that, I think I do remember reading some stories with him, but he was just like at that time he was just like a smart kid. Like I don't remember him doing anything crazy, but then again, it could be my memory too. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
So I'll be
Don't they
curious.
have they have more than one child though, right?
In the comics, I think
In the
they have two.
comics?
Yeah, they have Franklin, and then they have a girl, and her name is Valerie, maybe I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is another. As far as I remember, there's two kids, but yeah, I'll be curious. I'd be curious to see what they, because obviously Franklin's going to play a big role because Doctor Doom is interested in him,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that's we didn't really. I talked about it, but we didn't. The end credit scene, spoilers again, but
Yeah.
so is Sue Storm's reading a book to Franklin, and there's like a small time jump because he's not a baby anymore. He's like 4, maybe I think something
Right.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She's reading to him.
Yeah, and she goes to get another book and comes back, and Doctor Doom's there. And what does he say now? He says something like, "Oh, what does he say to him?
Does he say anything?
Oh, maybe he doesn't. I
I
thought
just
he
I like the only thing I remember is he takes the mask off, like the mask is off, and you just
right.
see him from behind.
Yeah, they don't show his. They don't show Robert
They'll show
Downey
us,
Jr. They don't show
right.
his face. Face. So, yeah, where you see him holding his mask. Oh, I thought he said something to the effect of like, "Oh, you're a very important boy," or I thought he said something like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
You maybe no, you may be right, and I'm just not remembering.
Yeah, you're right. That's the
Yeah,
bad part about this. But yeah. So
this
then
is why we need to see it again.
I know, right? So then the theory is that Doctor Doom then after the cutscene or after the end credit scene is that he kidnaps him, and that leads us to Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
And he kidnaps him because he wants his powers, but that's all. You're not quite sure.
Okay.
In the at the end of the Thunderbolts movie, the rocket ship, the Fantastic Four rocket ship you see there that we thought was going to be the Fantastic Four,
Right.
everyone's theorizing now that that might be Doctor Doom in a stolen ship.
Oh.
He may have stolen their ship and then come to our universe somehow, something like that. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, we were for sure certain that the Fantastic Four's universe was going to be destroyed by the end of their movie.
Yes. Yes.
So,
In fact, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Like
right,
their whole world, their world's going to get destroyed and they're going to escape. I
right.
was 100% certain that was going to happen.
Yes, but it's funny though. As the movie's going on, you realize you're like, well, these are superheroes and they're good people. Like, how on earth could you have them escape for their universe to or for their Earth to die? Like, it would not jive. You know what I mean? Like, it would just not have worked out if that had happened.
Yeah, I mean, my only thought was that like they they take off in the ship in an effort to save the world, and somehow it
Yeah,
doesn't.
they could
It
have done. Yeah,
fails. That was
yeah,
my only, a la Darth Vader getting, while like at the end of Star Wars, it gets kind of like thrown off out to the,
no, that yeah, right,
kind of thing.
yeah,
Uh,
right.
um, but yeah, like I mean, I thought this was better, definitely. Like, because like you said, like it would have been kind of, it would have kind of been a bummer if the
But
whole
right,
universe got destroyed.
right, the Earth just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, right, you know,
So yeah, so I like this ending a lot better.
yeah,
Um, but I was sure that either at the end of this movie or at some point in the post credits, we were at least going to see that ship take off.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was sure we were going to see that, so I was surprised that I was surprised about.
yeah. I know. I mean, I thought I was expecting much more of a direct link, and we
Yeah.
didn't get it. So now it's like, okay, well, wait and see what happens.
So all right, this is one thought, and I think I don't know if I talked to you about this after the movie or not that time,
Uh,
but like, so when they get rid of Galactus,
right,
right? They open like some portal or whatever, and they push him through, and he ends up, and Reed says something at one point. He's like, "Oh, he ends up on the other side of the universe or whatever.
right.
It'll take millions of years to get back here or whatever." Is it possible? So does Doomsday have anything at all to do with Galactus that we are aware, do we know of?
Not that I know, or not that I'm aware
We
of.
think it's just going to be Doom.
Yes,
Okay, all right,
that as far as I know, you
okay.
know.
Because
So
my only thought was like, well, what if he pushes him through that portal and Galactus ends up popping out in the the universe we know,
right in the 616
in the
universe, right?
616
Yeah,
universe.
I thought that, but then I'm kind of like, then that changes the entire story
Right,
because then it's Galactus again,
right.
and
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
all right. So I'm thinking they pushed him over. He's off the board for now, basically.
Okay, all right, all right.
You know, but I'm not sure. I don't
It must
know.
be just, yeah, because I mean, it's named Doomsday, so that's where it's got to be just Doom.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know what the story is really. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I mean, there's been several Doctor Doom stories over the years. I can't say I've read very many of them, so I'm not sure if it's based on a certain comic book run or series, or if it's just sort of a, you know,
A conglomeration of
yeah,
a
of a
bunch of
bunch.
storylines.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I'm very curious to see, how they're going to do it and how they're going to drag everybody else into it, basically, because it's a
Yeah.
gigantic Avengers movie. So you have Avengers, you have New Avengers, the Thunderbolts, you have Fantastic Four is going to be involved, and then you have all the X-Men. So that means other universes, well, Fantastic Four too. So Fantastic Four and the X-Men universe are, they're getting merged in somehow, and
Yeah.
it's going to be crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I want to see how they can pull this off. Like there's a lot of moving pieces, but it could be very, very cool.
Now, and how many like we have one more movie before Doomsday, or do we have, or
I
is the
wrote
next movie Doomsday?
I wrote this down here. Where do I have it? Here. So well, last week when I wrote this stuff down. So Spider-Man 4, which is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Okay.
That comes out next July. So July 31st of 26 is Spider-Man 4.
Okay.
And then Doomsday comes out in December of 26 on the 18th.
Okay.
And then after that, the following December, Avengers Secret Wars comes out. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. Basically, Spider-Man and Doomsday, those two I mean, all three of them are locked in, but those two are locked in. I think they're the only Marvel movies we're getting. So next year, I think we're going to have two, Spider-Man and then Doomsday, or then
Okay.
Avengers. But between
Interesting.
between now and then, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, nothing.
So Spider-Man's really got to set up, or is Spider-Man gonna? Because haven't we just recently gotten, like, I think in the last like couple weeks we've gotten some uh uh rumors about who's going to appear in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Well, they just started shooting this past week, and they showed Tom Holland in the costume. They're not doing a very good job of hiding stuff because there's like video of him like he's on top of a tank or something. So like
Yeah.
there's and then apparently the Punisher is going to be in his movie.
Okay.
And who else? Oh, somebody else was gonna.
Did I hear? Yeah, I just heard somebody else. Did I hear Daredevil, or maybe I'm just
I
thinking of Punisher.
I know definitely Punisher. Daredevil might be rumored, but I don't know if I saw confirmation of that.
Okay.
I feel like there's somebody else. Oh, maybe it's I don't know who I was scrolling.
Oh, it was Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, that's right. The Hulk. Yeah,
It was
that's right.
Yeah, it was Mark
Yep.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, so they're saying that the Hulk might be in it. So
Yeah.
maybe they are gonna like I don't know. I'm getting conflicting reports because on one hand, I'm like, I heard everyone saying like, oh, Spider-Man's back to basics. It's going to be a very down to earth, very like grounded type of movie. But then on the flip side, you're like, well, Doomsday is right around the corner, and now you got the Punisher and the Hulk showing up.
Yeah.
So not as much the Punisher, but the Hulk's like that's
Yeah.
bigger, and so I'm not sure what they're going to do, but yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know.
All right. So we may not get any other piece of this story really until Doomsday. I mean, Spider-Man might have something.
I would assume
I mean, at
Spider-Man,
least be it
yeah.
would probably at least a post credit.
The post credit for Spider-Man should be something to set up the next one,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spider-Man could totally just be Spider-Man, just a Spider-Man movie, basically.
Yeah.
I did write down here, let's see.
And I don't know of any TV shows, but it's sort of at this point, like with the TV shows, I'm kind of like, I don't know that they're really.
I think they're going to be much more like just TV shows.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not really going to be part of this story, I think.
right.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, because Feige, I just saw an interview with him that he said to the effect of like, he goes, oh, we were using so many characters from the TV shows in the movies, and that really hurt us, especially the Marvels, because other than Captain Marvel, the other two Marvels were from the TV shows, and not a lot of people were familiar with them. So
Right.
they think that sort of contributed to why it didn't do so hot.
Yeah, I don't think you should introduce. It's one thing if you have a TV show and you're continuing a story of a character you already know,
right.
but I don't know that you should introduce a character that you intend to use in the movies in a TV show.
Yeah, and if you do, you got to do it like basically you have to almost repeat it for the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm glad you watched the show, glad you know her, but we got a bunch of other people here.
Yeah.
So now we have to reintroduce the character. And, I feel like Marvels, they didn't do that. They just popped you in there.
Yeah.
And like we had watched everything. So we're like, oh, okay. But, a lot of people are like, what is going on here? Especially the general public that does.
Yeah. And that's a real bummer because I loved Moon Knight. I really liked that show a lot. And I would love to see that character in the Marvel universe, but I just don't know if we'll ever get it now.
No, I don't think so.
Right. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's a really interesting character, and what's his name? Who's the actor?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is a great actor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He'd be a great addition, but I just don't know that they're going to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, if there's still talk of a season 2 maybe for that, so it's like, but I don't know. But we're saying all this, but then they're bringing the Punisher into the Spider-Man movie. So it's
it's true. But he's been around. Though.
He's been around for a while too, and it's the Punisher. He's not. There's not a lot of. You don't have to explain very much with him,
right?
Who is
like?
he?
There's not a whole lot of the background's not super deep.
He's a vigilante.
Yeah,
he kills people. You know what I mean? And that's kind of all you need to know. Whereas like Moon Knight, you're like, well, what is he? Like
right.
He's an Egyptian god, or like or whatever goes on there. Yeah, so maybe that's also what they're thinking.
See, that's a shame. If that plays out that way, that's a shame because I thought that was one of the better shows.
Yeah,
and
it was neat. It had a lot.
Yeah.
It had a lot of like. There's a lot of lore there and a lot of neat stuff going on there, and the whole split personality thing, and there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah.
I would like to see them bring him back, but I don't, yeah, who knows if they can
Yeah.
do that or not.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't in. He didn't have a chair when they did the whole
No.
Doomsday thing. So
Yeah. So I do have here written down for Marvel, Ironheart came and went. And I did see that. We talked briefly about it, but
yeah.
I would say it was not nearly as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
There were elements I liked. There were elements that are okay, but it wasn't that bad. It's 6 episodes, so if you're looking for something to watch, check it out.
Okay.
It's not a slog. I didn't dislike it, so that was good. And and like I said, the elements of it I did find myself enjoying.
Okay.
And then Eyes of Wakanda came out August 1st. It's a cartoon.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
I did watch it. It's 4 episodes. Um, it's sort of like takes place in it's a historical type of thing, and they go and there's various people that are trying to track down Wakandan artifacts to bring back to Wakanda.
Uh-huh.
Eh, it was
Okay.
I found it forgettable.
Okay.
I think some people, if you're really invested in Wakanda or you're really like all that stuff, it might have done, hit it with you more. But for me, I'm like, it didn't really,
Right.
it was kind of lost on me. For Halloween, we have Marvel Zombies coming out, which is another cartoon.
Okay.
And then at Christmas time, we have Wonder Man. And that's
Oh,
with, I can't remember the guy's name.
didn't he get introduced? He got introduced at some point, didn't he?
No, in one of the shows, they had posters up of Nathan Fillion as Wonder Man,
Oh,
but I think it was I can't remember what show, what one of the shows, and it was like a gag, but this is a different actor now. It's going to be a different Wonder
okay.
Man, stuff like
Okay.
that. So they're the things that are for this year. Next year, we have apparently the Vision has a show coming out.
Hmm.
The Punisher is getting a special, and then we have Daredevil too, and that's what they have scheduled for next year.
Okay.
So,
Huh. Interesting.
yeah, so there's stuff going on, but like I said, I think, or like we were saying, I think it's much more going to be either the cartoons are one thing, but then it's going to be like Wonder Man's going to be like a TV show.
Yeah.
Daredevil's a TV show. Now we might see Daredevil bounce around and Punisher bounce around in the movies, maybe, but I think it's going to be more, a little bit, keep them a little bit more separated, like than they were doing initially.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like we're going to get like the next. We may get some reference or in Spider-Man, but I don't think we're based on what you just said. We're not going to get any part of this story again until Doomsday comes out.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, because I'm just looking at the list again. I mean, Wonder Man's going to be standalone.
Yeah.
Vision, same thing. I mean, maybe
Daredevil's not really dealing with any of this stuff.
Yeah, right. Punisher. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think I bet you we'll get. I bet you the Spider-Man movie, especially because they're saying it's down to earth. I bet you that'll be a Spider-Man movie, and then I bet you the end credits for that will be, it will be Doom. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
I would hope anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But that could also be different too, because I mean, Spider-Man, Sony, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, are they going to put some big, huge thing at the end of the Spider-Man movie for? I guess they probably would, because they're whatever their agreement is. They seem to share and be not, but who knows?
Maybe we just get the Hulk in the post-credit scene.
It could be something like that.
We just heard the rumor I read was that he was going to be in it in some fashion, or he may be in it in some fashion. So
that could be
maybe that's when he shows up.
Yeah, maybe right. Whether end credits or I mean, depending on how the movie plays out, it could be at the end of the movie, like and that could get the ball rolling there or something. But now, if I remember correctly, Spider-Man is not going to be in Doomsday. Like his name.
Oh, he's not.
Tom Holland. His name wasn't on the chairs, so I don't
really.
Know. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I assumed he was going to be in it. Oh, interesting.
I did too, and I just remembered that his name was not on the chairs. And at one point, there was a rumor that Spider-Man's movie was supposed to take place at the same time as Avengers Doomsday and sort of show what else was going on. But now I can't, it's coming out before it, so I can't imagine that's what it's going to be. I mean, you can't,
right.
Why would you spoil Avengers Doomsday by having Spider-Man already be part of it type of thing, and his
right.
So
interesting.
Yeah, I know. So yeah,
Good.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have to see. We'll have to see.
wait to see. But yeah, if you haven't seen Fantastic Four, and I know it's been out for a long time now at this point, but
Yeah,
it's
right.
really good. I think it's still doing really well in the theaters. Like I think it's like it I think it did really well its opening weekend. I mean, no, none of these movies are doing as well as they used to do
Right.
pre-COVID, but
Yeah, yeah.
um, like
Yeah.
as new movies go, I think it's doing pretty well.
I think so. I think I've heard. I mean, I had a big drop to the second week, but
Yeah,
most of the Marvel movies they
yeah, they all
always
do that
they
now.
all do that, And then I mean, it's rare for something to have legs and to keep going.
Yeah,
So, that's the movie business now. So
yeah, it's
but
just it's totally different than it used to be.
oh, totally right. But yeah, if you're looking for something fun to go watch, I mean, it's good. It was a very positive, uplifting, or it was a good
Yeah, it
movie.
was fun. It was a
Yeah,
it
it
was
was a
a fun movie.
nice, fun movie, and you don't need to know anything about if you're worried about a lot of people have Marvel fatigue and oh, what do I need to know about before I go to see this? Nothing. You don't need to know anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really, truly.
Very,
It doesn't really not like nothing. It doesn't really connect to any of the other films, and at this,
sorry, go ahead.
like there's no piece of the story that you won't understand because you didn't see any other
Right.
films.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just kind of a standalone thing.
Yeah. So my dog's back here on the floor making noises, and I didn't know he was back there. I'm like, what?
Uh,
What is going on behind me?
Nice.
Yeah. So,
So,
all right. So that does it for Fantastic
yeah, you
Four.
ready to move on?
Yeah.
We'll go to the other big blockbuster movie
Right.
this summer.
Yeah. So here we go. Superman.
Superman.
So, right. So, all right. So Superman came out July 11th. We both saw it. I saw it. I was able to see it again this past weekend. I really enjoyed it, as my shirt says.
Yeah.
But I'll throw it back to you again to say, what did you think of it? And we'll go from there.
All right. So just to set the stage, though, I saw this film in Ocean City
That's
when
right.
we were
That's
away,
right.
and I think we saw the film in the theater you and I used to go to when I'd go down to the shore with you and your family.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
which is
funny
really
'cause-
cool.
Yeah. Because you were like, oh, I think we've seen movies in here. And I right away, I knew exactly what theater you were
Yeah.
talking about. And then I was, yeah. So that is pretty cool. As a matter
It was funny because when I said to Nick, I was like, well, I think this is a smaller theater. It's not going to be like a big theater like we're used to. I think because I thought it was older. But we
Yeah.
went in there. I don't know if they've redone it or anything, but the screen was nice and big.
Oh,
Like
that's
it was
good.
Yeah, it was a good.
They had to have redone it because I remember being small.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, the theater was nice and big. I mean, I think there was like 3 or 4 theaters.
Oh,
If
really?
I think there were.
Oh, I see. I don't
There
remember.
were at least 3. There were at least 3.
Oh, they must have redone because I think there used to just be like one, wasn't there? I mean, maybe I'm not remembering.
I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I definitely, we walked in and I was like, I know I've been here with Grant.
Right,
Like
you're
we
like,
saw some movie. I know we did this.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway,
that is cool. Yeah.
a little of our history.
Yeah.
But that aside, the movie itself was great. Like I really liked this movie. It got a DC movie that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
And I just thought they did great with this film again. They, it was a great way to like kind of reboot the universe.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's almost like they're throwing everything that came before in the trash and starting fresh. And like the whole, like the characters are different. Just the attitude of people, like there's a one scene in the film where Superman's talking to Lois and they're having like a deep conversation in the background. There's this whole battle going on behind him that he's not involved in. They're just and it's just sort of a thing that happens in that universe and everybody's kind of cool with it.
Right. She's like, shouldn't you help them? He's like, nah. He goes, it's just a dimensional imp or something.
Yeah. So I really liked it. I liked all the characters. I love what they did with Superman. I just think I'm excited about the future of the DC universe, where they're going to go with it here.
Yes.
Because I thought they really did a nice job with Superman. He's the Superman that I think we were looking for. At least the
Yes.
Superman I was looking for, because that last Superman, I don't know what the hell that was, but that was not Superman to me. Like
No.
I was really disappointed in that version of Superman.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think I said to you after I saw it, I said, after years of doom and gloom
Yes.
when it comes to Superman, it was nice to have a bright, happy, like positive, feel good Superman. Like,
Right.
and that, you leave this movie, you feel good. You like,
Yes.
yeah, there's a smile on your face. Yes, there's ups and downs and drama and all that stuff, but like it's just a very positive, uplifting movie. And that's what Superman should be. And I don't know, they just really, I mean, I'm going to give James Gunn credit here. He just really distilled down like what Superman is and what it
Yes.
should be, and it's perfect. I mean, yes, he's hokey, he's a little cheesy, and
Yes.
and I mean, he's got all the classic Silver Age. He's got Crypto the Super Dog and wears a
Yeah.
cape, and that's fine because
Yeah.
I mean, that's because that's what it is. Embrace the silliness,
Yeah.
embrace
Yes.
all the stuff that, he's got the Superman robots and he's the Fortress of Solitude and,
Yeah.
just all the stuff and that's what makes him Superman. And just, just embrace it, and just, they did such a nice job with it all. I was so
Yeah.
pleased. And,
And
good.
good. No, I can't help, like, and I don't want to be like the comparisons, but like I couldn't. I think they lost me in that last Superman, the Man of Steel. That's what it was, right? Man
Yeah,
of Steel.
yeah.
I think they lost me in Man of Steel when he could have saved his father and he watched him die. And I was
Yes.
like,
Right.
I don't know what this is, but it
Right.
ain't Superman.
Nope.
Right?
Up until in that movie, up until that point, I remember thinking, well, this is different. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, okay, I'm trying to be, I remember thinking like, okay, they're trying to modernize them and do some stuff. And I was on board, but that whole sequence with the tornadoes coming and he's like, Jonathan Kent's like, no, like,
Right.
don't, and Superman's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, well, what is this? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous, yeah, once that happened, they lost me. And yeah, and then it just went downhill from there. I mean, the next movie was all about him and Batman fighting. It's like, well, and no, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, they're not best friends, but they actually are best friends. But I mean, like you can have, I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
whole, there's a whole. I'm really looking for, based on this, I'm really looking forward to see the DC universe's version of Batman, because the Batman that's a separate
Yeah.
thing.
That's it. Right.
So I'm curious to see how they do that. I mean, I think it'll be, it'll be its own thing,
Right.
but I'm looking forward to see how that all comes together.
Right. And the because there is sort of like a natural conflict between Superman and Batman, because Batman's a little darker,
Yeah, yeah.
so it'll be interesting to see how they play that off of this Superman who is like just good, right? Like
Yes,
he's
right.
just all like saving squirrels and
Oh my God, that was
like
right.
and the thing that, like, I love that the thing that really set him off was with Luthor was Crypto, like,
Yep.
when he goes in there and he's like, where's the dog,
Yeah.
um like,
Right. That really, yeah.
yeah, it sort of gives you an idea who this guy is. And um and he's saving the kid, and like, I mean, this is who Superman is, right?
Right.
I just really, I really liked it. I think the guy who plays him, I think he fits the mold a little, like,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's what I like. I always felt kind of bad for Jim, or is it not Jim
Oh,
Caviezel,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Cavill, that's it.
Yeah, because I thought Henry Cavill looked like Superman.
Yes.
And it was just that the way that those movies went, I don't think he ever had the opportunity to do the character justice.
Right.
But I thought he looked great in the
Oh,
suit.
yeah, yeah.
But this guy, I think he looks really good in
Yeah.
the suit. Like, he sort of, like, I think they he looks good as Clark Kent, and he looks the part of Superman, I thought.
Yeah, I was surprised because, going in, you're like, all right, it's a new Superman. I have to get used to this. But within the first, you know, 5 minutes of the movie, you know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
just, boop, hey, Superman, and that was it. Like I didn't have to take me very long at all to just, okay.
Yeah.
I was on board, and I don't know. I just it got right away, just, and he looks great.
And I really liked how this movie started.
Yeah,
And it like Fantastic Four, like they were like, we're not going to bother. Everybody knows what Superman's origin is. We're not going to bother with any of that. And I kind of like that it started with him sort of getting beat up,
yeah,
and I thought that was really good, like how the film started, and I really like that scene. I also really like Lois. I should say
yes,
that. I thought the Lois in this movie was great.
she was
I
really good.
the Lois in the old movie in the Man of Steel, what's
Oh,
that actor's name?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, who I really like as an actress, but not in, like I did not think she
No,
ever fit the part
yeah,
well at all.
I did not care for her version of
Yeah,
Lois at all. Whereas this Lois, this is Lois.
yeah,
This again. I'm like this.
yeah. This, and I forget what her name, Bro Shannon, I don't know how to pronounce her last name,
Yeah, I
but
know
she was.
she was in I can't remember her name, but she was in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on
Yeah,
Amazon. It was a comedy, and she played a comedian, and she was really really good in that. And the minute they announced her for this, I'm like, oh, she's perfect. So
yeah,
I was excited to see her in this.
yeah. It's Rachel Brosnahan. I don't know how to pronounce it,
Okay.
but I thought she was great.
Yes.
And that scene, oh, I really like that scene when they're in her apartment and she's interviewing him like a
Oh,
reporter.
yeah, yeah.
I love that scene. I thought that scene
Oh,
was great. It kind of establishes who these two
it,
people are,
perfectly. Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, and really, and it sort of set up the movie. Like I thought that was a great scene. That there wasn't a whole lot of action or anything like that, but
No, but
just those two. That scene in her apartment when she was interviewing, I thought was
it
fantastic.
was great because, like she's really pressing him for answers,
Yes.
and then he just gets mad, but he's like, people were going to die.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of, you could see, like, that's all he cared about.
Right.
He just wanted to save people. He just wanted to
He's
do
not worried
good.
about the politics. He's not worried
Right.
about any of this other stuff. He's just trying to save people.
Right. Just wants to do good. And, and that's just perfectly summed up Superman. Like
Yeah.
that's Superman. Yeah, it was really, really well done. And but yeah, but it was a lot of fun though. I mean, a lot of good stuff. I mean, a lot of good, I would really, crypto was really, I really enjoyed crypto
I know.
because, like, going into the movie, I'm like, oh, I was kind of afraid that he might be a bit much, like I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. And he was great.
Yeah.
He had a story, like, you know what I mean? Like he served purpose within the story, like, there was, he provided some comic relief and stuff like that, but like, if he was really good, um, and cute. I mean, it really did a nice job with him. I really,
Yeah. I
really,
love I love that when he's talking about him and he's like, he's not even that good a dog.
I know, right, right,
Right? Like,
right,
but like
right,
that was a
yeah, 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 right. It's not even that good of a dog, but he's probably he's alone and he's probably scared.
right,
Like,
right.
yeah, and you're just like, like that's yeah, that was really good. But yeah, I really, really liked it. I liked the guy that played Luther,
Yes.
Nicholas Holt, I think his name is.
Yes.
Okay. He's been in a bunch of other stuff. He was the Beast in some of the X-Men movies, the later ones, I believe. Um, but he was really good. He's one of those guys, like, as an actor, he might be lovely, but as an actor visually, he's always one of those guys I was never quite a huge fan of because he felt like he had a very, like, punchable face type of thing,
Yes.
right? And
Like he
so
makes a good villain. Yeah.
when they cast him as Luther, I'm like, oh, perfect. And just based on that alone, and in the movie, he was great because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to punch him. That's
Yeah.
and he was such a good bad. He was a good Luther, but he was a good bad guy. And I liked how they modernized Luther a little bit for this. I mean,
Yes, definitely.
Like, and he wasn't bumbling, and he was he was to be taken seriously. And but they had the whole like tech bro thing kind of in there. And yes,
Yes.
he was he was rich and wealthy and all that stuff, but they had a lot of stuff going on, and they really did a nice job with him. And the manipulation of the politics on the world, like, he's in league with another country and doing shady stuff,
Right.
and it just felt very timely, perhaps you could say.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah. But he was really good, and a good Luther, a good bad guy.
Yeah, he was really great. Um, and like kind of intense, and there
Yeah.
were some really good scenes there between the two of them. Um, yeah, he was a great bad guy. I thought he was fantastic. What else did I like? The what is it? The League of
Oh, the
Here,
Justice Gang.
the Justice Gang
So that's like
was great.
that's like a precursor to the Justice League, but I don't. The Justice Gang they've never called themselves that in the comics at all. So that was kind of funny though, because they're like that's not our name. He's like, oh, that's our name. Yeah.
So now, are they getting a show or something? Am I hearing that? It,
No, so all right. So the Justice Gang right now is Green Lantern, who is Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and at the end, Metamorpho looked like he was joining.
yeah.
And so then for DC, there's Peacemaker. Season 2 is coming up. And so season 2 is going to sort of explain what remained canon from season 1
Okay.
into season 2. We have Supergirl, the movies coming out next summer.
Yes.
And then
And I
TV
kind of
show.
like how, like, from what I've heard about that, like, I like that, like, that she's a little rougher around the edges because her upbringing wasn't like his, and
Yes.
I kind of like that. Like, I like how where they're headed with that.
Yeah. Apparently hers is going to be more off planet. Hers is going to be in space, and it's going to be her sort of like kind of finding herself in space. But she is rougher around the edges and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, but then we're going to get a Lanterns show in 26. They haven't announced when yet. And
Okay.
that's going to be Hal Jordan and John Stewart, but Guy Gardner will make an appearance in that.
Okay.
So maybe that's what you were seeing that he was getting is that there's a talk of that, and there's also talk of maybe Mr. Terrific getting his own
Yeah.
TV show.
That's what I'd heard something about Mr. Terrific, because I think he because I'll say this, like, those guys, or at least Mr. Terrific, ended up playing a pretty major role in the movie, which
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting at all.
Right.
I figured those guys were just kind of like show up as guests, and that was all we were gonna, they were gonna have, like, be there for some fight or something like that, and then they were
Yeah.
gonna go away.
Oh
But
yeah,
Mr. Terrific, like, plays a pretty major role in the movie.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And I mean, I knew all the characters, but Mr. Terrific, I mean, I read when I was reading the comics he was introduced in, and so I know who Mr. Terrific is, and I've always liked him, but he's never been a favorite. He's just he's Mr. Terrific. He's all right,
Yeah.
And this movie made him a favorite. I mean, he was really, really good.
Yeah, he was great.
And I mean, just the whole sequence where he puts the dome over Lois and he's outside just kicking everybody's
Yeah.
butt. And whatever that song was, I really like the song choice, but
Yeah.
just in the bubble, like, and he's just doing has his T spheres, and he's doing all. And that was a
Yeah.
great sequence. And I'm like, man, Mr. Terrific is kicking butt.
Yeah.
He was really good. I just loved it. I love the one I'm going to curse, but I loved the one line at the very end when the guy's like something like, I can help you. And he's like, I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. That line gets me every time. It just cracks me up.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. Oh, he was really good. But I did like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner too, because Guy Gardner's he's a Green Lantern, but he's a favorite. He's been around he's been around since the 60s, but the jerk version
Yeah.
of him has been around since the 80s, and he's in my favorite version of the Justice League. And yeah, he was just fantastic. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. He's just he's just pompous and cocky and a bit of an ass, and he was really, really, really good.
And I thought
Jokes in.
Nate Fillion, I thought, did a nice job with him. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure I was like, can Nate Fillion be like a, you know, asshole? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like again, he was good.
He was really good, man. I loved it. And they had the haircut down pat because his hair looks like that in the comics. And she's like, Lois Lane's like, that haircut should be illegal. He's like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Uh, that was great. I love the Hall of Justice. So
Yes.
in the old Super Friends cartoon, the Hall of Justice is, it looks like it looks, but it was based on a train station in Cincinnati, and that's where they shot the Hall
Oh,
of Justice scene.
really?
Yes, if you Google Hall of Justice Cincinnati, it's
Okay.
based on a train station, so that's where they got the look from. So then they went there and they shot the movie there, and that's some of the exteriors are there and stuff like that.
I did not know that.
It's really, yeah, it's really cool. Now
Okay.
I want to go there now just to be like, oh, check it out,
Yeah, go see the Hall of
Yeah,
Justice.
yeah. But so that was really neat. I thought that was really fun. Hawker I liked, she was fun. I liked her, and Metamorpho. It's odd they didn't call Metamorpho in the movie, but so he's Rex the Element Man, Rex
Okay.
Mason, the Element Man, but his superhero name's Metamorpho.
Okay.
And they've never said his name in the movie. And I'm like, well, what are you jipping off? What are
Yeah.
jip Metamorpho?
Yeah, because I was like I didn't know like and honestly I knew Guy Gardner. I
Okay.
didn't know. I think I'd heard of Mr. Terrific. Of course I've heard of Hawkgirl,
Yeah.
but like I didn't know any of these characters. So when Metamorpho was introduced, I didn't know who he was,
Okay. Right.
and then I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be part of like by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be part of the Justice League. It looks like,
Yeah. Right.
but I
Yeah.
didn't know who the character was. But yeah, really, really interesting and a really good job.
So in the comics, one of my more favorite storylines is, and it's different from obviously the movie, but Metamorpho's baby is being held by his father-in-law, and Metamorpho and his father-in-law do not get along, so he went to go see his baby, and he goes and he ends up fighting. I forget this, it's how it works out, but anyway, him and Guy Gardner end up fighting each other.
Okay.
And Guy Gardner, back then, Green Lanterns couldn't affect anything that turned yellow. And so Metamorpho ends up beating up Guy Gardner. And so the cover of the one issue is Guy like being held back, like looking kind of trying to go towards the fight. And then the second part of the storyline after he gets his butt kicked is him falling back like this with the stars around his head, like he just got his butt kicked. There's like it was a really good storyline. It was just those comics were funny. I mean, they had some good, but reminiscent of this movie, like fun like that. I like.
Yeah. That's because that's what I was thinking. Like when I was watching this movie, I was like, that's what I was like. Well, Grant, because this was your thing, right?
Yeah.
These were your when we were collecting comics. This was your thing.
I was a diehard DC fan for years.
Yeah.
And and the funny thing is like as time went on, the funny, fun comics started getting like poo-pooed on. You know what I mean? It's like people started like not say, oh, and they just started getting pushed to the side, and then the dark and gritty.
Yeah, everybody wants everything dark. Yeah.
Yeah, that all took over, and then it took over the movies, and it did all that stuff. And I'm like, fine, I'm like, this just isn't my scene anymore. This is not doing it for me. So this was this was just very, very a welcome to me, a return, but just a very welcome reinterpretation of all this stuff, because it was just man, they did a great job.
Yeah. It like I really I'm glad. I'm rooting for James Gunn. I'm rooting for the DC universe. Like, I love Marvel and I love the Marvel universe, but there's room for more, right?
Yeah.
There's room for both, right? So, like I'm rooting for them. I hope they do well. And if this is any indication as to where they're going, I'm really excited, because I think that, it opens up a lot of possibilities. Like, I always get in those, I guess the Snyderverse or whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
It was almost like they were embarrassed by the characters. They were embarrassed to show, like they were afraid to show the characters as they were, as we knew them to be. and they wanted them to be these like gritty, characters that they never really were in the comics, and
Right. Yeah.
so I'm excited about where they're headed with this.
Yeah. I mean, just embrace the source material. That's my biggest
Yeah,
thing. It's like, there's a reason these characters have been around for so long and people like them and love them is because of what they are. So it's like just embrace it and run with it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we've moved beyond the Snyderverse at this point.
yeah,
It would have been a neat one off or like someone's interpretation. Could have been neat that way, but trying to build a whole universe on that foundation, it's why it failed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It was a bad foundation for this whole thing. It just didn't work.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. And it is about like I do. So they are going to recast like Wonder Woman, all that. Everybody's getting recast.
everybody's
Everybody's
getting
getting
yep.
recast.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Jason Momoa has already been recast. He won't be the actor. He won't be Aquaman anymore, if and when they introduce him to this universe. But he's going to be playing Lobo, who's a bounty hunter, an alien bounty hunter,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to be in the Supergirl movie as Lobo. So it's like they're already starting to bring him in as like they brought him in. They'll bring him in as Lobo, and if they do Aquaman, it'll be somebody else down the road, and
Okay.
yeah. So as far as I know, the only holdovers are, Peacemaker, because
Uh-huh.
he had his little cameo in this, which was kind of funny.
Right.
And matter of fact, I just the other night watched the Suicide Squad again, and that was James Gunn. He did that version of the Suicide Squad, and I watched that again, and a lot of stuff in there could be pulled forward also because that led right into
Okay.
Peacemaker. And nothing in there. I mean, that was all a bunch of nobodies anyway. So other than Harley Quinn, there was really disconnected from everything anyway.
Okay.
Harley Quinn had been in a bunch of other movies, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with her, if they'll keep her around or keep, what
Right.
recast her. But the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if they just start recasting, just a clean break from everybody just to
Yeah.
keep it. So,
Yeah, I still haven't seen that Suicide Squad.
oh,
And
you haven't?
no, I saw the first one. I didn't see that one.
Oh, the first one was terrible. The first
Yeah.
one, all right. Oh, it's pretty
And
bad. As an aside, it's pretty bad when I'm in the theater watching the first Suicide Squad movie, and I'm like, "This is bad." Like,
yeah.
and I'm there. I know all the source material. Sign me up. I'm in, and I'm like, "Oh, this is bad."
Yeah.
So the second one, it was fun the other night when I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah. I still have to watch that, and I still haven't seen Peacemaker. So
Oh yeah, I
I
thought.
need to sit
Oh,
down. I've never.
I
I
thought.
want to see it,
Yeah,
and I've just
I
never
don't.
sat down to
Yeah,
watch it.
I thought you had watched it. I didn't
No,
know. Okay, yeah.
because you like I didn't even know Vigilante was in it
Oh,
until
that's
you
right.
told
Yeah,
me, and I
yeah,
was like,
right.
"What?"
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I got to sit down and watch it.
I forgot about that. Right. Because yeah, Vigilante that was your
That
comp.
Vigilante was my guy. And
Yeah.
now, for what I gathered from he's nothing like what is in the
Right.
TV show. The comic
Yeah.
book guy was nothing like what he is in the TV show.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see it nonetheless.
It's fun to see him in live action. Yeah, he's more strange and silly and Peacemaker. Then because he was a very serious character
Yeah,
and
it was reversed. Like Peacemaker was the one who was like kind of crazy and
he
silly
was
in the
yeah,
comic, and Vigilante was like very serious.
yeah.
It was a bit of a dark comic,
It was
really.
very dark because especially how it ended,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
Doesn't he kills
He kills
himself in the
himself.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was very like when we were kids still reading and I just
and I
remember
was
being like,
like,
yeah, I was
what?
like,
Yeah,
what is happening here?
yeah. Like it was. I mean, and then that was the third or the second. I think there's like three vigilantes.
Yes, yeah.
Like three people take on the man. Or no, it was one guy starts out as the vigilante. He leaves. Somebody else takes it over. He got killed.
Peacemaker
And then,
killed him.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then the original guy comes back and he ends up committing suicide.
Yes.
That's
Right.
how
Right.
that's how it ends.
And then at some point later on, I remember there was a woman. She became a vigilante. Her name was Vigilante for a little while. So she was the third one, I think. Like
Okay, okay.
um,
I
I
do
could,
remember. Yeah, that's right. It
I
was
could
like his
picture her.
girlfriend or
I can't remember what she was, but I remember seeing her in other stuff afterwards, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
okay, Vigilante. So, um,
Yeah, I have got to sit down and watch that show one of these
Yeah.
days.
I was, as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna, because the season 2 starts on the 21st. I think I'm gonna try to rewatch season 1 just leading up to it, just for fun, just
All
because
right.
I do remember liking it and laughing at it. It was a good show. So
All right. Maybe I'll try to do that this weekend.
yeah,
I'll try to watch Suicide Squad, and then I'll watch the Peacemaker, because I don't think it's that many episodes, right? It's like 6 episodes, eight.
8. I just looked
Eight.
last night.
Okay.
8. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I'll see what I got.
So, but so if it just back to Superman is just sort of wrap up things. Yeah, very highly recommended. And so at the very end of Superman, it wasn't even an end credits, but Supergirl does show up, and like she shows up, she's like drunk, she's all
Yeah.
rough around the edges, and it turns out Crypto's her dog, and she's like, "Yo, where's my dog?" And he's like, what does she
Yeah.
say on the way? She's like, "Later, bitch," or something like
Yeah.
that. Superman. And so
Yeah.
they definitely set up her as the next movie, which was very, very good. I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forget who the actress is that plays her.
We just looked her name because my wife was asking too, and I
I
can't.
can't, yeah, I can't remember. I can't.
some-
It's not in my little list here that I'm looking at.
yeah.
But it's a name I know.
Yeah.
I
She was in she was in something my wife watched, and then she was in the House of the Dragon.
oh, okay.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, that might be where I know her from.
She was I can't remember whose name it, but she was like in the first half of the first season, and before they did like a time jump, and she was really good. I remember liking her, and then they did a time jump, and then she was gone. I'm like, well, that was dumb. Like, why'd they do a time jump?
Yeah.
She could
Uh,
have.
I'm
Oh,
trying to Millie Alcock.
that's it. Yep, that's right. Yeah,
That's her name.
yeah, but she was she was good. So, um, looking forward to that. And then other than that was part of the very end of the movie, but then they had 2 end credit scenes, which were just fun. There was nothing, there's a shot of Superman and Krypto on the moon looking at the earth,
Yeah.
which was fun. And then there's some shtick with Superman and Mr. Terrific, because there's the city gets almost ripped in half basically, and they put it back together, but the building isn't lined up right. And Mr. Terrific got all indignant that it wasn't. The Superman's like, well, it's not put back together right or whatever. That was very funny.
And what did he say? He's like, this is why people don't like me, or something like
You're right.
Mr. Terrific walks away, and he's like, or he apologizes.
He's like, I'm
for
sorry.
saying,
He goes, I'm sorry. What he said? Oh, I can't remember what he said though. He said
and
something.
he says something like, "This is why people don't like me." It's just really funny.
It was good. It was
I do have to do a shout out because David Cornsweet.
Oh, there you go.
Cornsweet.
Okay.
He's local.
Oh, I forgot. I did. Yes.
Yes. So we're in southeastern Pennsylvania. He's from, I don't know exactly where he's from, but he is from this area. And what's interesting is, so I listen to the sports radio station WIP in Philadelphia here, and they talk about all Philly sports, obviously.
Yeah.
And one of the reporters on there who does she's a reporter for the Eagles and the Phillies, Devin Caney, is apparently her best friend is married to David Cornsweet, or
How
Sweet,
about it?
or how you respect.
Yeah.
So she like knows him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And like they see each other. She's like, I'm so excited for them, because it's
That's
like
nice.
he's been a struggling actor all this time, and and now he's kind of like he's now all of a sudden he's
They hit it
a
big.
star, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. And then what's interesting, this was really cool. So I mentioned to you before the call that we went to a Phillies game a couple of weeks ago, and it was the they were doing it was the alumni weekend. It was the night Jimmy Rollins got inducted into the Phillies Wall of Fame.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of reporters there. It was a big night. Place was packed. And so before the game started, we weren't up in our seats yet. We were just sitting down by near home plate, because we wanted to see like the whole ceremony. They were doing a ceremony before the game. And we're there watching, and there's somebody standing in front of the dugout, and he's wearing one of the powder blue shirts. that the Phillies wear. And there's all these people, like all these reporters, like gathered around him. And so we're sitting up there. We're like, who is that guy? Like, why is everybody? And we're trying to like, is he a player? Is he an old player? Like, we're trying to figure out because he looked kind of young, but we were a ways back. Well, later on during the game, I'm scrolling through Twitter between innings, and there's a picture of David Cornsweet in front of the dugout. So he was
Oh,
there that night,
that's cool.
and I thought that was really neat. So
That is cool. Yeah,
yeah. So I thought that was pretty neat. So there's all these pictures of him. He's wearing a jersey in front of the dugout. So
right. That's pretty cool. It's funny because I don't think he's been in I don't think he's been in any like that much before this movie. I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, I know he's been in a few things here or there, but like when you said about him being a struggling actor, I think he was literally a struggling actor. I mean,
Yes.
So.
Well, what's interesting is, because now I'm seeing him, I have this like bizarre, eclectic, like I like, I'm really into the Phillies and the Philly sports now.
Yeah.
And I'm also into movies and I was a theater major. And so all these things are sort of like coming together.
Yeah.
And so David Cornsweet also worked at the People's Light Theater in Malvern.
He did?
Yes.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
I worked there after college.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, wow, that's really cool,
Oh,
so he's truly like a local guy,
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really cool. Oh, that's that's neat. Yeah, there's no way you cross paths though. He's much younger than us.
No, yeah, he's significantly younger. I mean, like, yeah, in fact, it says he was in the production of The Forgiving Harvest in 2004 at the People's Light, and that was long after I worked there.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, so it just kind of cool. Like
cool.
he's
nice.
he is truly a local guy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty neat. So, but anyway, shout out to David Cornsweet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we have to figure out how to say his name, but
Cornsweet. How did you think it is? It's SWET. So
I would say sweet.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because it probably would be. Yeah, I would. But I'm not good at that stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm rooting for this guy now.
Yes, me too. Me too. Very much so.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Stuff.
Well, good. Yeah. Very good. All right. Yeah. So let's see. So I talked about Superman. I talked about this is doing very well at the box office.
Yes.
It's beating it beat out Man of Steel, it beat out Superman versus Batman. So and it's got legs. It's still going, it's still making money. So again, same with Fantastic Four. Happy to see it. Just very just two really good movies and just happy, positive movies. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, and it's good to hear because for how long now have we been like, oh, the Superman or the superhero thing is done.
Yeah.
It's over. Like that's that's all in the but it's I think these two movies show that like if you put a good product out, people are going to come to see it.
Right. I agree 100%. Yep. Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so Peacemaker, Supergirl, Lanterns, we talked about. Oh, they do have a Clayface movie coming out. Clayface is
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's scheduled for September of 26.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I mean,
I still got to watch The Penguin too. I haven't watched that yet either.
That was really good. I mean, different, different universe, but very, very good. That was very good. Yeah.
I got to get caught up on all this stuff. Like the TV shows, I'm not great with the TV shows anymore. I really am.
And I've been good about seeing them, but the quality of those you can really see is just like, it's just a lot of the stuff is just not there, I forgot. I lost my train of thought, but we'll have to see. See how everything does. So, so I guess that's it. Oh, what did we want to mention about Star Wars?
Just the only thing I wanted to mention is that shout out to Andor season 2 because we raved about it when it was over, and apparently we weren't the only ones because it's gotten like 14 Emmy nominations.
Nice.
So I am thrilled for them. I really hope
Yes.
it kills it because that show was fantastic.
Yep, I agree 100%.
You know,
It's nice to see, it's nice to see them get acknowledged, like just to say, like, because that was, I mean, that was a great Star Wars show, but that was just great TV. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean? Like
yes.
it was very, very well done and very poignant and very, you know what I mean? It was just so good. So good.
And you know what? You said something when we were talking about that show, and it's really kind of stuck with me. Um, and it was this really was the first time it kind of like goes back to our Star Wars, right? Like it really was like true. Like this wasn't about Jedi, and it's like for the first
Oh, right. Yeah,
time
yeah.
in what since the prequels came out has a Star Wars something Star Wars related not been about Jedi,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, now I guess you could argue that the what was it, the Skeleton Crew
Right.
was similar.
That
I
was,
mean, it
yeah.
wasn't as good as this as
Right,
Andor,
right.
but
Yeah. But
but
it was refreshing to see just because, yeah, because when we were kids, Star Wars, yes, the Jedi and, that was all in the Sith. That was an element, but that was an element of it. It wasn't,
right,
like,
wasn't even the major element of it. It was like a
no,
part of the story,
yeah.
but not the main part of
It
the story.
wasn't all encompassing, and then
Right.
it was like, oh yeah, the Jedi and the Force, okay, yeah, but what's Han Solo doing? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like, what I mean? Like it was much more about the swashbuckling and the spaceships and the robots and the alien. You know what I mean? There's all that other stuff and then off to the side was, yeah, the Jedi and all. So it was really, yeah, it's nice to get back to that to an extent.
It really was like, and you said I've been thinking about it since that
It's
show.
funny, yeah.
That and it's like, yeah, this is really the first time we've had a show that's like the Star Wars we grew up with,
Right,
you
yeah.
know? And everything since then has really been about like has been very Jedi. I won't say about Jedi, but it's
But
been very Jedi
yes,
focused. And I guess that's
yeah.
why, you know, like like we're like, how do you not like this? And then they don't, I don't know. The younger generations are all about so when something isn't about Jedi, they're
Well,
all out of
yeah,
sorts, and it's
yeah.
like, well, this is what it always was,
Right.
like
But yeah, but you figure, right, if you're the younger kids, whether it's the prequels or the whole Clone Wars, which was on, was around forever, that was all lightsabers. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That was all, and so, so for them, that's Star Wars to them, and we're like, no, there's a whole other world of
right,
that was, we were much more interested in that. I don't know. It's just funny. I mean, as a kid, it was more, yeah, it was much more about everything else.
right. Like the Jedi were not a big thing at
Yeah.
all,
I mean,
really.
I don't really remember like thinking about like that much. You know what I mean? It was like there and they did their thing, but like, you spend a lot more other time thinking about the spaceships and about,
Right,
I don't know, bounty hunters and droids and aliens and I don't know,
right,
there's,
right.
all the other stuff. So yeah, yeah,
I mean, even when they did focus on Luke and Darth Vader, like they weren't Jedi, really.
right.
Like either one of them. I mean, Vader's not a Jedi.
Well, no, right.
He's a Sith. So
And we didn't even know what that meant.
right,
When you think about it, he was. They never. I don't think they even said it in the movie. I think it's in the books that he was a Sith Lord or something.
right,
And you're, yeah, oh, yeah, he's a Sith Lord. Okay.
yeah. Well, I remember them. I remember seeing like references in the comics and stuff, the Dark Lord of the Sith, and I
Yes.
just always remember being like, "Oh, that sounds really cool," but I don't know what that is.
Right.
You know,
And you just rolled with it.
right?
Which is kind of half the fun of it. You're like,
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because all that history and everything, and I think until the Phantom Menace, I think that's the first time it's said the Sith is actually said on, on screen or on,
right, right.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But anyway, good
Yeah.
stuff. Shout out to Andor. If you haven't seen it yet, please go see it because that show
Yes.
is outstanding.
Sit down and watch it again. And again, I mean, I think that's another one where it's just outstanding. And if you have a basic awareness of Star Wars, that's all you need going into it.
Yeah.
They'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's like you said, it's great TV.
Oh,
Take the Star Wars out of it. It's just the show
Oh,
is just great.
Yeah.
It's great TV.
Right. Yeah. I
So
know.
anyway,
Yeah, I still can't get over that, and just how uh, just how yeah.
I keep telling like we were at the shore with my family, and
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "Oh, I don't like any." I was like, "You got to watch Andor." I kept telling my brother, I was like, "Please sit down
Yeah.
and watch Andor. You will like this show. Like even if you hate everything else, I think you'll like this show."
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hopefully more people now with all the nominations. Hopefully more people will get eyeballs on it and get people checking it out more and stuff.
yeah,
You know.
good stuff.
Yeah. So all right, good
All
stuff.
right.
Right.
So,
All right.
is that it tonight? Do
I
we
think
have anything
that
else?
I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get caught up on some other stuff. We said we've mentioned we haven't watched any Doctor Who or
Yeah.
I think Star Trek Strange New Worlds is out.
Oh yeah, it started. I haven't
Did
watched
it-
it.
I haven't watched it. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know what's going on over there.
I just know that it's happening. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know anything else. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's good or bad. I don't know if people are
Yeah,
complaining. I'm sure
yeah.
people are complaining
I'm sure
about it.
I'm sure but I'm positive
People
people are
complain
complaining
about
about it. Right.
we'll find anything to complain
Yes.
about. So,
But
but I
yeah, but usually I hear something and I haven't heard anything. So
yeah,
that's kind of concerning too. I'm like, oh, okay, what happened there,
yeah.
So yeah, so we'll get caught up on some of this other stuff at some point, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yes,
All right.
definitely. All
Very
right.
good.
So we're going to wrap it up tonight. You can follow us on our socials, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if we do any. I don't. We don't really do anything on, but anyway, you can follow us there. But we're also going to put this on YouTube, so you can check us out
There
on
you go.
YouTube. And with that, we'll wrap up the show. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for listening.